Turn your radio, turn your radio on. All right, Alan, you want to open us with
Sir. Dear God, you've been a very kind God to us, and we appreciate you and thank you for always looking out for us and looking out for our town and help us do your business. Amen.
Remember. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, roll call.
Al.
Here.
Chase.
Here.
Jimmy.
John. Here.
Everybody had a chance to look at their minutes? Or we're gonna need them?
I'm good. I've already reviewed these.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Roll call.
Al. Yes. Chase. Kim. John.
Yes.
Hey, like that, these the only one got the original works. That's custom. You don't have anything that looks like that. Jason, would you go to the 90, please?
All right, Jennifer, balance sheet's the first page. And about 34,000 last year. Down 5%. P&L, year date, January, June. On the next 3 pages. Total income through June, it's about $27,000 more than it was this time last year. The biggest difference is the donations, the library donations have already come in. Franchise taxes we did last year. Everything else is tracked pretty well.
Do they stand out?
Expenses were about $57,000 less than we were last year at this time. But last year we had $138 in parking expense.
Last year we got a grant on the park, but we had to co-op it, correct?
It was paid, but we spent some more money in the other part.
Yeah.
Net income is about $84,000. No, may I make a difference?
The big thing is the bank of money's already here for the year. That usually don't come in until the end of the year.
Library.
So it's ahead.
P&L budget actual is the next 2 pages. 3 pages. About 45% of budget through half of the year is for income, so we're a little behind. Expenses about 47%, so we're tracking on both sides, so we're behind where the budget system should be. Street fund balance sheet's on that page, about almost $29,000 less than we were last year for that go. P&L through the end of June, about almost $14,000 under income, interest income, and interest rates dropped, and sales tax revenue. Expenses were $22,000 under there, so we're actually ahead on net income. And that's mainly the expenses. There's a big ass purchase we bought truck a couple last year. We had about this year $57,000. Then budget to actual on that page, where it's 25% revenue, but that again includes government grants $500,000, which kind of skews things, which the offsetting expenses below skews the expenses as well. Sanitation's fund balance sheet, next page, we're actually $72,000 more than we were this time last year as far as that's concerned. And P&L through June. I'm sorry, that's actually some of the difference there. We can skip on over to the budget, actual, we'll see the year done over. January to June, we're net income $400,000 for the sanitation fund. Revenue is at 81%, where we were so way ahead. But that is skewed by the C2 CD numbers on the income expense. Difference to that is interest income. Everything else tracking pretty close as far as the sanitation goes. Then you have water and sewer balance sheet on the next 2 pages.
It's just me here, but how do we get it? This is really kind of real. How do we get insufficient funds fee for $75? What's that?
Let's see, it's
Hey, what's the 70? Oh, we charge $75. Yes, no. What?
You in the water department? Or the water department?
he skipped you.
Oh, well, that's where you late water.
Late water bills, you get,
Adds up when you get.
it's big money. You're late payment people, not paying their water bill on time, big income rate.
Yeah, this one was just one for $75. It looked like one charge for $75. The way it reads. Yeah.
What about 14?
I got you. That makes sense.
P&L through June. Gross, total income was a little over 2 million, about $1.75 million last year, so about $14 difference. Again, the main difference there is the $306,500 money we got that was not in last year. Pretty much there's a difference there. Expenses are, again, about $300,000 higher because that $306,500 went right back out.
That's where the money was construction project going to flow for.
For right now.
That's where it's flowed through so far. That number $74 million, unless you mentioned to the account right there in the project.
Yes.
But that's an in and out expense.
The budget to actual are the last two pages.
Is that money on that 4 million, is it just sitting in?
We don't have that.
The last-
NRC has that, and we make a claim for that money, and it takes about 3 weeks for that to turn back to us, and that goes immediately.
Yeah, I was
We've only got 48 hours, 2 days to get that to the contractor.
I was gonna say, we might ought to put it to workforce for a little bit.
Huh?
I was just gonna say, we might ought to put it to workforce for a little bit. if
It's,
gonna take
it's
care of
not, we don't get it till they,
We don't have, it's on
you're gonna pay the reimbursement fee here for, in Little Hall for
I
that
got you.
money that's coming in, it's not, so we'll be approving one of those every month.
I got you.
Any other questions?
We got CDs coming up.
Some in August.
Yeah.
I'll send out a bid sheet on those, probably
There's
Thursday.
four. Wait.
Three.
Three. Yeah, yeah.
All right, any other questions on the balance sheet?
Hey, that's you did.
It's us. Minutes got around there, but we're
Yeah,
there.
they're over there.
Billy, who is it you, brother?
Jackson, did you get that done for take like?
The 500's not completed yet, but the other ones are, once they're done.
Johnny, we just sitting on that money at 4%, it'd be $438 a day. Pretty good.
That's it. The state's sitting on $1 billion. That's what,
That's pretty
well,
good.
if they've got, I don't know how they had to send that money, but there's $3 billion worth of project money from the Biden Build Back Better money.
Yeah.
And we're one of the first, I think we've got about 16 of $3 billion worth of projects funded.
That's a good adjustment. Yeah.
All right, do we have a motion to accept the balance sheet?
I'll make
And second?
Second.
Roll call.
Yes.
Yes.
Did you keep yours?
I think there's like 3 copies.
All right, grant control, we need to close an account out. We're through with that account, we have to put this money in specific accounts for some of these projects. We need to close it, we're gonna have to open another one, but anyway, grant control account 790, we're through with. We need to have a motion to close that account of farmers. Roll call.
Alan? Yes. Chase?
Yes.
Now then, we need to open accounts, CDBG 790-09371 for the UD Light Grant Project. At Diamond Bank is what it says. You getting an interest on that money, it's gotta be, but we don't have that money yet anyway, but it's
So like, it's your parent probably select an account, to put the money in.
Yes.
Because if you have to approve it, she has signed, that, you have to sign somebody, so it can be issue money.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought we opened this, I make motion to open this account. Correct. That's it. Four accounts. I make a motion to open an account at Diamond Bank for the CDBG 790, go down 37.
Have a motion, and a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Alan?
Yes, sir.
Chase? Jimmy?
Yes.
Yes.
So we need to fill out copies for you.
I need y'all to vote on the 4 signatures. I can't, Neil, you can't go there? I'm in something else in this project. I need y'all to vote on all 4 being signature people on that, on that account.
I'll second.
You need to sign, roll call.
Alan? Chase? Jimmy?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, Jimmy, remember time I made a motion and then I posted the CC?
All right, next thing is just streets in general. It does not look like the sidewalk project is gonna fund this year. We have put the last 2 years money back, the money's in CDs for that project anyway. And as we're going down the meeting, we've got 2.1 mile paving that will come out of our other grant. On our turn back, and we'll go over that in a minute. I was wondering if I wanted to chip and seal some of our good asphalt streets and crack them before we lose them, or do y'all want to do anything with that money this year? I can get a bid in here if y'all want. We've
That's
got a lot of
what,
streets.
that's going up every year, don't forget that, remember how much it went up?
Yeah, but we need to try to not pave and don't tear up, don't chip and seal the street we're gonna be doing the sewer work on, but let Robert and the, topic down, so he would come down and go through the street, prioritize the ones that need to be chip and sealed, that's got good asphalt on, and start cracking. If y'all wanna do that, I think you need to, we're doing that with our money that's in the account for street fund work this year, or what don't we do? Because we're not gonna do something, we're gonna get, it's not gonna, I'm not gonna announce it.
I'd be overlooking at this. I don't know anything about what that costs, so I.
Well, I didn't even know where to get the guys down here, so I don't either. But he did, Robert, what he said he would do is come down and drive the streets with Robert, probably take a day to ride them. Ride all the streets and prioritize the ones that are, got good asphalt on them, but the asphalt's crappy. If you don't get that sealed, you're gonna lose the street eventually. And then he said some of those streets that are cracking, if it's already got the circles in it, you may have to have some asphalt overlay on that. Like one inch thick skim coat and then pea gravel seal that, would be what he would bring a bid back for, or you have to bid, because you look at how much money it's spent on it. You want to get him to look at that
Yes.
project,
Yeah, I'd be.
Yeah.
and I'll get, that's not saying you're gonna do that, this is probably 400, 400,000. Should be around 400,000.
You didn't charge them included.
No. No, and he'll get it ready to bid, then he'll just be with bid runs.
Budget for repair.
Well, it's budgeted to do the sidewalk project, but we'd already got the money, we sent the money back 2 years, but last 2 years, that's actually part of the CD project. Now, I don't want to do asphalt work this year because we're gonna get, I'll go through that in a minute, we're gonna get, that's another project, the actual asphalt over. This, all I'm talking about is trying to go and make sure the streets that are cracked, that are asphalted, that are cracking, that need to be sealed. And I talked to the highway department, they come down, and work with me the other day, looking at our paving project for next year. And I also talked to General Tucker, they make a smaller pea gravel than the state seals with, takes less oil, but it's what we need to do. You see, we won't have as big a pea gravel, but oil will go down, till the street, and big pea gravel, oil, but it's smaller pea gravel. So you use less product, use more money than a regular chip and seal. And that's what the state highway department recommended we do on those streets. And, okay, I don't think I need a motion on that, because I'll bring it back to you. I just want to let, if y'all want to do that, that's what I want to do. All right, 2026 cops hire grant. Brenda, can you explain where we are on that? What you would do in the budget to make that work part-time, 2 to 20 hours, what the did, it would go to full-time officer.
And the way I understand this, I have heard Cindy, this one is strictly for engaged in planning, community partnerships, implementing projects to analyze the access problems, make changes to personnel, agency management, supporting community policing, increase the agency over capacity. Basically, their community, they can't be out like 100% around the streets doing that part. This is a more of like a resource to help the city grow with business and stuff like that. No, it says right here, there's no double dipping, should not be used to replace the state or local money that would otherwise pay for sworn offs. Yes.
What if something happened, what if that officer moves on after 3 years?
We have the paperwork filled out if y'all move forward.
Yeah.
And it said like a good, yeah, because it said right here, a good ID, probably like drug manufacturing, drug dealing, and drug trafficking.
All that.
Kind of be all about, you know.
What would be our definition of this? So they're gonna have like a little car with green labels on it?
They're still law enforcement officers, they're still sworn police officers.
They're still basically doing,
Law enforcement, their focus is just on traffic enforcement.
Well, how do we keep it double dipping on something?
you're not gonna go do it because you don't have that officer, please.
This one can't be just 100% on the street off.
I was just trying to make sure we just run into conflict a year or 2 down the road where, for instance, just hypothetically, you're setting up the schedule and you put this person on, and they're on from 8 a.m. to 6, or 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. or whatever, and they say, well, I can't do that because so-and-so, or I can't do such and such. What is really the definition of what they can't do in a bench?
Well, here, if you want to, I got this right, it says traffic enforcement aimed at ordinary traffic stops, catching speeders.
They can't do that or can't?
Let me finish it. Seatbelt violations, expired tags like that is a general traffic safety work. That is not a valuable police function for the purpose of this. It's not drug introduced or violent crime reduction. So framed that way, it isn't considered to the violent crime class drug traffic focus. So in other words, they can't be just a general cop. You got to put them on tasks like, hey, they're going to run drugs, they're going to go community police, they're going to monitor the parks. You can't be just, you can't just pull a guy in and say, we got another police officer. They have to have legal here. They
But
gotta-
I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying, with the sake of scheduling officers and filling in time slots and stuff, how do you keep from running into conflict?
I think that comes down to leadership of the police department. I mean, you're putting a schedule together, you task count.
Well, I don't think they're gonna be down here monitoring you, make sure that that guy's not.
No, but you just
making hours.
can't, like, we all been through it, you just have to.
You can't tell him to go patrol, he can't go patrol. Right?
He can't be a patrol officer all the time.
Yeah, there you go, that's,
If he goes out and patrols some,
it's part of the
that's part of the job, but you're not, that's not, yeah.
It's part of
This
the
is not a this is not a problem, kid.
To me, it just kind of plays like a watered down cop, but am I reading it wrong? You read it when I have. All I've heard what you said.
basically, you just can't, how do I put this? You can't just, oh, we're gonna hire an extra guy, so we're gonna give you some grants, we make a fortune. You gotta show some
This would be a great for
incentive what you're doing, so we gotta say we're doing community policing, he's focusing on drugs, I mean, it can be, it's stuff.
showing up at the farmer's market,
Just stuff
community
that-
events,
it can't be just
basketball
a DA
games.
officer.
Yeah. We don't have to take somebody off patrol to sit in the
There you go.
basketball game.
And you can't go say like we've in the past, we've had them grants, you can't just go say, well, we used him to enforce seatbelts this weekend, we did drunk driving. He's not that job, that's the job of the officer.
So it's a 75-25
Yes.
for your payback, and you said we have to keep that officer, or?
The way that worked, maybe if something happened and the money wasn't in the fund, you keep that slot and you might have to cut out one of the other slots.
Sure, you work back to your
Yeah, I mean, it's not
I'm not
a
gonna say
problem.
it's that officer, I mean, what if there's grounds for termination?
Well, that's locked,
It's, okay, so it's for the position, not the person, is that
yes,
right?
yes.
Okay,
Because almost, when I got here, from Billy T's administration, I had 3 cop grants that wasn't used up, and we
How's it affect
got to
on
use them all.
Lafayette?
We got to go back and use them all up.
The first 3 years, but the 4th year, how does it affect on
I
that?
just want to understand.
Okay, but I think Lafayette around 25%. Yeah, roughly around 25, but, so, okay, the 28,000, counting the Lafayette and stuff, it is,
That's all in.
it's counting the it's counting 25% of the 75, 25 plus the last year also.
You gotta do that. Yeah, you gotta do that.
Okay? Okay?
Okay, man, we get it.
Yeah,
I'll
I
make a
mean,
motion.
Have a motion, have a second? Roll call.
No, I'm not saying I'm against it, I just don't understand it well enough.
Yes.
Jimmy?
Okay, the next thing I would like to talk about, I've had some people come, the land that the city owns at the rest area. If y'all get the next little packet, I should have about 3 pages there. This page right here shows you how the lots are laid out now. There's 5 lots out there, the way it's laid out right now. But had it set up to where we would, we had those lots priced at one time where they ran $371,950, but you need on there's a sheet there that shows you what's like finishing up, it's about $50,000. Where the stuff, we start selling those lots that need to be finished up. I'm not wanting to spend $50,000 to get the lots finished up. But if we sell a lot, we need to collect $50,000 to start doing the improvement. I'm not saying go out there and spend $50,000 to get the improvements finished right now, but we need to price the lots accordingly, so we got the money to finish the lots. Does that make sense?
Where are these zoning?
By the
Well, I know
rest
what's
of
the zoning?
just commercial.
Commercial only?
I have 2 businesses that's talking right now at one price, but the problem we have, if we bring that up and discuss it, they all run away because they don't want to. When we start discussing buying a piece of land, you haven't got anything done. You need to get some things in place if you're going to buy a piece of land, everybody knows about it. All I'm asking y'all to do if y'all can, is let's establish a price that we can sell it, or if anybody wants to, come buy a lot from us. We've had it for sale for years.
What is that?
255,000,
that's total.
295,000.
What is that 20,000 for the front entrance? Is that a,
There's, go out there and look right now, they allow concrete to be all the way out to the highway department, told us to fix that 10 years ago, and never got done on that apron. And we gotta put that, we need to get that done. That really needs to be done, because the highway department expected that to be done when we started that project. We never put that out to the, you got a, 1.5 acre lot, a 1.6 acre lot, and 2.47 acre lot on the highway. You got a 5.88 and a 12.45 let's lay down on the back lot, on the top. And that drive, that alleyway you see in there, that is an alleyway with, that's an easement with warehouse, that has to stay where it is. That cannot be moved.
That's what we did there on the
Yeah.
ground.
So that's the street.
Really, one thing that we also need to consider is, just like the land that you're cutting up, it's going to sell them inside out, not outside in. You know, if possible, but these front lots, they need to be, and at least this is my thoughts, but obviously, they need to be high initially to six people more towards the back most likely, because you may have, you know, you're not going, a Taco Bell's not going to move in next to a salvage yard, stuff like that, and you don't want something across the golf course next to the rest area either. So we need to be really smart on how we sell them things off.
The way it was broke up in the prior council, the front lots were set at $40,000 an acre, which made the one at 63,200, one at 64,000, one at 99,800. And the back lots were set at 10,000 an acre.
Is there any deeds, is there any covenants or anything?
There's not any, no,
We
you
gotta
ain't
careful with
gonna
that.
put something on there before you start selling it, you need to put on there, other than what zoning has.
We just need to be very careful with what we do, or we'll have one little business and we'll have some $10,000 an acre land.
Yeah. But you need to put another $50,000 is what it's gonna take to put the road down it, with the water finish, the water and sewer is stuck about 400 feet back on those lots right now. You got the fire hydrant in, the fire hydrant in.
You said the top two was, this had it, was you had it. just-
That's it, last council did the top lots at 10,000 acre, which that'd be 87,500 on one and 58,800 on 5.88, but that thing is too cheap if you'll sell it.
Yeah, that's too cheap.
And the bottom, you had it, what?
$40,000 an acre, which makes a little lot 63,200, 64,000, and the big lot 99,800. And that's what the council had determined before, I think, those lots. And you still need to put $50,000 in cost in that value, and then if you want any more than that, commercial real estate out there, $1,000 an acre don't buy. If somebody wants it, you're not gonna buy it. commercial street highway frontage out there. The dollar store in that closer town, they just sold for $1 million. And they had to do their work on that. That might $1 million. And we're further out of town than that, it's not gonna run that way, you know. But y'all need to, and y'all may wanna take this home and think about it, it doesn't have to be done tonight.
Definitely,
But
yes.
y'all need to come back and give us a price, so I've got a person right now,
Are they interested in the front or the back?
the person that in the front, the one that would be.
I guess
be a business.
I'd like to know a little more, obviously, when time gets closer as to what kind of business. That's a big investment for me, and I get it's way out there, but, I guess we'll look at it.
Right now, if you just went out there and bought it, to me, this was priced a long time ago, and it's way too cheap. As far as if someone just went in there and picked what they want, this is obviously just me again. What I would like to see the city at least think I'm doing, if we're gonna think about this, is spending the $50,000, putting an apron on it, and go ahead and build it, and then marking the lots off where actually you can drive through there, they're marked off, and go to retail with it, and see what.
Their pins are all set on the lots.
Yeah, but I'm
Just
saying
gotta
as
get
far
the
as-
surveyor to come back out, come back up.
I'm just saying as far as, you said when we got like lot number 11, lot number 12, and lay it out, that way you can see sort of what you was getting. But if we've already dumped that much money in it, another 50,000, and, if we could find it and have it done to where people would know what they were getting, I would, ultimately in the end, I'd be in favor of a committee, the board is fine, we just gotta be very careful on that, ultimately determining, by looking at our zoning, if it's good for Glenwood, that's kinda how we do our zoning, if it's good for our town, because I sure hate to see us make a mistake with this. It's a nice piece of property.
I'm not arguing any of that, other than we need it before we.
I understand where you're coming from.
That's all.
That's right, you're right.
Then we'll bring it back next meeting.
Yes, ma'am. Well, the fireworks, part of that property's where the fireworks is, okay.
TJ Jenkins, and then we're gonna release
See,
it.
yeah, we've had 4 or 5 people, that property was bought because it was sold, the city had the front, a little bit of that, we went to warehouse, we got it back when Ron was mayor years ago, we had 2 lots of it sold, and, I'd rather not get into what all happened there, but we had some citizens of Glenwood that basically told the guy coming to town, we didn't want him. You know, if you go tell a guy you don't want him, that's from out of town, that's really not a good thing, but town, he decided, he said, I don't think I'm gonna want to come to Glenwood, if somebody don't want me. But anyway, hopefully we get around that, and not have that happen anymore. So, but we still need to get the real estate rate sale, and this is owned by the water department. You can't go to general fund, it's water department.
The water
city didn't have
department-
the money to pay for it, and the auditor said, y'all can't, the loan was at the banks, you were probably at the banks, when we still had the loans, and the city didn't make any payments on it, and the auditor said, general fund, the water department's got some money, pay for the land, and then get that bank note cleaned up, so the water department bought the land because it's the only department that had any money at all. So it is water department land, if it sells, it'll go to the water department.
It would, to me, Jason's on the zoning board also, but to me, I would think that a very good way for me at least thinking would be that we come up with some covenants, aside from our zoning, that get complicated and sometimes contradictory, some covenants for that particular area, so we could develop it towards business style direction. Because if not, you run into discrimination stuff, and why would you sell this business, and why don't you have that, I don't want us to get into that, but if we set some covenants in there, and they were binding under them terms, you wouldn't want to dump a trampoline front door, and it's kind of what I'm thinking, so, some clear covenants, but anyway, that's just thoughts.
Tell you what we can do that.
Meeting 28, I think,
Would you and Al have a chance? Who wants to work on that? We can't get
Need Linderman on there too, he's on the board
Let me know.
somewhere.
The 3 y'all sit down and look at it, and try to have it back for the next council meeting, is that fair?
Yeah. Jason?
Then folks do it on the zoning committee, that's what one that's from. Is that fair?
Now, we can just bring back some recommendations to the council, and either vote it up or down.
Yeah.
Try
Okay,
to bring back a couple options.
okay, good with that. Next thing on the list, if you look at one sheet of paper, I don't know where y'all are looking at, Trussell Park. But Trussell Park has got probably on a Saturday, 200 to 400 people in it, and there's no bathrooms down there. I would like to, if y'all look at that, there's some, down the Glenwood Cemetery, that's where old lift station was, see that corner right here? And this is the city street, and from the original plat. I would like for y'all to approve and get it surveyed, and we try to apply for some grants to put, I would like to see bathrooms in a pavilion, just like in the John Benjamin Park, put on that 50-foot street. We'll never open that street up. On top of the hill, out of the waterplane. In the cemetery, they've got a funeral there, somebody needs to use the bathroom, they could use it just as well as somebody at the park could use it. I don't care who uses it. But with the cemetery being there and the city park being there, there needs to be some restroom facilities in there. We don't have the money to do it, we have to apply for grants, but I think we need to start looking at getting some bathrooms down here. I don't know what those people are doing.
Well, I'll tell you what they're doing.
They ain't sure about
We're going down that road now.
But anyway,
The 6th Street makes a 90 there.
yes. But this area right here is lower. If you go right back down here, that road from the cemetery that goes down right here, that's pretty high land right there.
But that's designated 6th Street.
Yes,
And then we have this corner here as well.
yes.
What is
That
that?
one right there would probably be cleaned up, because we need more parking down there.
That's very more.
So you're just asking for a survey, it's a survey.
Yeah, if it's all cool land, then we're gonna have to apply for a grant application, because we don't have the money to build it. This is not a,
Yeah,
we're gonna do it next year project.
I think that's exactly what we're here for, so I don't know about that.
Okay. And everybody that's So this understanding, we're on, you got the cemetery, you got some money there, they're gonna use it right next to it. But these bathrooms are just as important for the cemetery as they are for the city park. They're just sitting right there, and both groups, no reason why both groups can't use it. The guy in the suit might not want to go there with a lady in a swimsuit, I mean, that would
Never
be
seen a
the
guy that didn't do
only,
it.
or whatever, two guys or whatever, they don't have,
Pavilion, they could use it.
yeah, if it's bad weather, they could use it.
That'd be a new one on me.
It'd be just as important for the cemetery association as it would be for the city. And, I'd like to see it, gotta get something done. All right, y'all doing that? The next thing, the sheet, that's got the highway, the highway department come up the other day, y'all been waiting on our grant money, our turn back money for our streets, for 3 years now. And the reason that they changed up, this is now a $400,000 grant, and the state takes care of all the administration of watching this guy, putting that all down and all that. They get out of, I think 65 million a year they get for that, they get $2 million to administer the program out of that. But anyway, keep coming up below, and you look at the sheet on the back, it tells you the streets we're gonna do, it's about 2.1 miles. Right now, that's a little over budget, it'd be $457,170, it's his estimate. If we did all that, that does not finish County Line Road, that is Pike and Montgomery County's part, that's out of city limits. He's gonna put that in as a deductible alternate, and Montgomery and Pike County wanna pay to fix that road, they'll do it at the same time, but that would be a deductible alternate. That's 2.1 miles of what we think are our worst streets. And immediately, we'll get this done in January, we need to have another 2.2 miles, we turn in on an application, so we're back in the, up for the next grant. But that was what we'd approved. I added some streets on, called it 600,000, 400,000. And we went over there, Coker Street is in pretty bad shape, and Wright Street is in terrible shape. You can't even, you can't drive down that road, it's terrible. That trailer park down there. And, does anybody have any questions? That is what he will approve us in December, and then the state will bid that in January, and then after January, whenever he gets the bid, that will be done next year.
It reminds me, Billy, but make sure I'm correct here, but, it ain't been that long ago, whenever the state could put the asphalt down cheaper than we could buy it in the dump truck at the Mills Mile, is that right?
Say, well, and we have no choice in this. This is state.
No, but I'm just saying,
it's funds. Yes.
sometimes it ain't, and sometimes it's a good thing to have them involved in something.
What was grant?
400,000. This is an estimate of 457. We don't know what's coming in. You can cut back on that 400,000 if you want to. I would not think you're going to. I think you're going to be surprised. If it comes in at over 400, you don't have to do the 400,000. It's 100% grant, $400,000. If it comes a little over, we make up the difference, or you can cut it out. It's up to the council when the bid comes in. But this will be what's going out for bid in January.
We know we're getting there.
Well, we'll officially know in December. But he don't come do this unless you're going to get it. It's already applied for. It's applied for 2 years. When he comes down and looks at this and writes stuff, you're going to get funded next year. Yeah, we don't.
They run the process.
They run everything. But that is that project. And then we do, I need to, Robert, when he's looking at the list with the other, we need to see what the next 2 miles are. And then the funding process in January. You need to get a grant application in January so you don't get behind. If you skip it, the longer you take putting it in, the further that money's going to be getting off. Because they're doing $400,000 project, they're doing 65 cities a year. It's pretty tough program, less than 6. All right. Wastewater payment. If y'all look at that, this is the what the contractor has got completed work for the month. $261,941.10. I need y'all to approve that payment. The payment estimate 2, it's actually about 3, but that's
Where's
2.
that, Jason? Oh, he's there.
This right here, Al.
Isn't that total what we're in so far? It's like 736.
Yes,
That's right.
that's got engineering fees.
Is that tracking where it's supposed to be?
This contractor gets paid for the bid price per foot, for every how many feet of work he's got complete. He don't get paid. He's got,
Question, do you need us to approve it or not?
yes, you have to sign it.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve it.
Second.
Y'all gonna have these coming to every month, this $2 million truck. Y'all already approved the item.
But I understand that, I was just making sure it's tracking.
Yes.
It's all tied up.
Oh, wait, Barry, we have changed.
We will not see a change order, I don't think, in the job. This job, right now, so far, the job, we'll bring that back if we get, we're way too early. For instance, we go out there and start seeing the city, we missed, where Trust Pipe was, we start integrating PVC. That pipe, we add it on the job, and we'll do something else, we'll do other stuff. Right now, you've got about 800 foot pipe that we found that have been replacing manholes for it. One of them was up there where they can pole yard is, that one, the secondary already been replaced. And then over here by, Dugan's Retirement Center, we had kind of down front of his business and going back to the next manhole back down, and that had already been replaced. We're not replacing PVC main, unless there's a problem. Because it's already been replaced.
Or we just get that over the back end.
We'll carry, we'll bring whatever the back end is, or we'll see how much time we got, we'll go find some other problems in town. This isn't taking care of all the problems in town. This is 100 in. We've got probably 700 feet, probably 4 manholes in
So
there.
far on the right side of the equation.
Yeah. But you won't go wrong side, because it's gonna be what money you got to get, it's working on that. That's the end of that story. Okay? Do we vote on that?
Okay, well,
Yeah, motion?
we do a motion and a second. Chuck?
Yes.
Yeah, Chase?
Yes.
That's right.
Okay. S&S 20, that's the, Dennis Street, I don't know if y'all probably, Jimmy probably worked on this street, we worked for 6 of them. That main in there has Since in the 4 years I've been mayor this term, we've been over 6 times already on it. We had leak under driveway, we couldn't get to that driveway up. So we got estimates to come aboard, 300 feet, and they hit 2 service boards and see hooked up the meters. So the Dennis Street, they remember that water line I run to my apartments to the back, they hooked onto that one up there, and we hooked onto that line, it went into there. Yes, but this is SNS, it's part of the job.
I remember you wanted to be mayor, so you did your part.
Anyway,
Yeah, that one right there. That one is amazing.
it didn't get any better from the time it's been that street, that's had water leaks on it for 10 years.
The yards will start grinding up now.
Anyway, well, that's it. Well, those were like the ones that on, raising the line on that line. Lake Shore is what hasn't been replaced. That's still, we hook onto the old part of Lake Shore, and that hadn't been any problem. But we still got a little bit of line that goes down there and gets about 3 houses on Lake Shore. Have a motion to accept the bill for this next one.
Yes. I'll second.
Roll call.
Allen?
Yes.
Jimmy? Charles?
Yes.
Jay Turner is getting ready to build a house. It's gonna be a private lane on Baker,
Yes, up the street from me.
off of Herring Street.
You know where
But it's on
Fowler's,
Baker Road.
you know where Fowler's shop is? It's right, almost to the sewer plant, you take a right, go back on the road there.
Even though it's a private lane, we have to approve 911 for her to name a street. She wants to call the street Iris Lane, her driveway.
Kids are up in my house, so I make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion
Thank
second.
you. Yes, sir.
Case? Yep. Jimmy?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Eleanor.
I'm gonna table this, Billy, till next month,
Okay.
for the sake of a short meeting.
Is there any other business?
Discussion,
Yeah,
and,
make a
you know,
motion, we go executive session.
Got a motion second on executive session.
hey, I do wanna be on the agenda next month, but I wanna table this.
Yeah.
Okay, so just put me next month.
Allen? Say yes.
please. Radio time? Well, I started that again, I was secretary. I don't know if you're moving for that. Yes, ma'am. Don't say it's called his office. There should be right over that table. There should be like for classes and trainings, that would be amazing. Looking good.
Let the first get you. Well, I need to be there. I'm still going.
All the way to June.
I work 1,800 hours a week, January, the rest of the year I work out.
I know if this term is 6 months.
That's why I'm trying to get all those actually done.
And then do what they do. I know off my part of the lot, also, I probably also get some of it.
The more work it takes, the more cost.
First one too, but I mean, there's another for a long time. There's a new one, lots of stuff. That's, I didn't think of that. Well, I went there, I had two sets of people over there, accidentally, they actually walked through a bunch of stuff. And I said, this is me, so I'm saying, what they pay you for this? This is theirs, their decision, so you can't park here. And if you were running your parking in the last, you get my home. So I tell you what, I was telling my neighbor, and do it. That's not gonna go. The other ones, when you first come in, you got the, they want to line there, get some grass, all the way blocking the whole back one. And I went ahead, I noticed, I got people parking to the right, go on my line, block it, and go back one. So I took my spread, and I didn't get a line. And I was parking on the side, they're blocking, because I got 4 people. It's too crazy. And then I put the parking back there, they really do crazy stuff. I'm like, why take a seat? They put it on there, and that's my street. Park there, I'll be parking there. It's got a, yeah. Yeah. Corey doesn't say nothing about people going out to the grass out highway bridge there. He doesn't say that. He doesn't make us on. Thomas, he doesn't, he actually lets people drive down along the river, park there, they can swim against the sun. As long as they don't get drinking, it's going to be crazy. That's what special. That's what said, so I see this somewhere. But now, we don't have restrictions. It's Montgomery County / our city limits something here. And it's really going to go about nothing right. Even though Montgomery County, our city line goes like a Gilbert's Land and all the way through there to the Methodist Church. All the way up about 100 feet or something. That's what, you know, there's vision. Flashing out something too, that, or she's counting out. She's shut that down. So big. She's able to vision. It's Montgomery County. It's missing. It's coming in. And like, so, we I just got to figure out hard. Or the rest of it, I'm going to have these right here. But either way, I don't care. I can be like, I don't care. It's okay. That's what you can do. Oh, no, that's all. Far people. They got to get steeper. That's all I'm trying to get. What is it? Like, I'm sorry. You sort of, you watch me down for a while. I'm going to go. It's all within the Are you talking about Billy's? Is that his mic? They all got their mics there. Put this on. What was it? I'm looking at it. Yeah, just testing. But it'll be while they're doing whatever.
funds that we're trying to get speakers going or something.
not getting money now, put them on. Can't see that.
No, it's not. It's first year, they pay money. Oh, it's credit.
Close.
No, make sure you can see them there. Obviously, our logo or whatever was.
I don't know what it is about the pins. I love the board they've slid in. All the time.
Yeah, they're not killing.
All right,
Make a motion back to check that.
the motion came back from executive session.
Second motion.
All in favor?
This is to come back from the second, I guess.
All right, no, talk about some employee issues and no actions being taken this time, so.